there were quite a few people that had denied me that, like I said, there were people that denied me. There were people that had caused a problem for me. Like I said, they thought it was a perception thing. They thought it was, well, I mean, I use money, yes, and I use life forms, yes. Like I said, I created humanity and I created 800 galaxies. And there were a few things that I had that no one else knew about. Like I said, there were a few people that were a billion years old or a trillion years old or old, but they didn't know about everything I could do and everything I had. Um, Pretty much Rodney Dean Briley, Rick Bush, a few other world leaders. They, I mean, I think I went to them and I even said that if you do not, if you deny me, if you make a mistake, I mean, if you do not do what I tell you to do, or if you listen to somebody else other than me, you know, you will be hurt and tortured for a very long time. I do not mess around. I'm very old and I have certain ways. Like I said, Rodney Briley, Rick Bush, a few of the others, like including JFK, um, they thought that it was a perception thing. They thought it was lies. They thought that there was some way to stop it. Like I said, I had a few things that were at my beck and call that were created somewhere in the beginning of time and space that nobody knew about. I never told anyone about. No one knew about them. They were an unknown, unseen life form that nobody would ever see or ever knew about. I had a couple things, like I say, in the back wings. It's just like a redundant system. You know, it's there. You don't know it's there until something goes wrong. Anyway, I had a few things that I created in the beginning of time and space, way back. Like I said, they would have had to have been at least 50 trillion years old to actually know about this. And basically, when they captured me, when they got me, like I said, I had all kinds of protections, all kinds of security. It's just like when they tried to take Berlin the first like 3 or 4 times, they couldn't take it. The city was too tough. They decided the only way that they could actually take it over was basically to bomb it into submission, which is what they did. So my system, my protections and the things that I could do were like that. I had backups and backups and backups and backups and backups for the backups. And basically, Rodney and Rick Bush and some of the others, even like some of the people that thought themselves powerful or whatever, they were like 50 years old or 60 years old or a couple hundred years old or maybe even a couple thousand. Like I said, you would have to have been 50 trillion years old. Anyway, JFK and some other people basically believe that if they have more money, if they have more power, if they have more planets, that they could stop what was going to happen to them. That they could do whatever they wanted. They could deny me. They could steal my money. They could do anything to me. They thought that they could set up computers that would come after me and kill me, and that would be powerful enough. Anyway, like I say, there's a lot about existence that most people would never know. Like I said, there was a few things that I know about or I knew about. I don't know about anymore. Of course, I made myself forget myself, and that's actually why I'm here. I wouldn't have been here. I would have been dead. And there were a few things that it wasn't about. Like I said, it wasn't about belief. It wasn't about money. There are a few things that were basically like pretty much when people denied me, when people stole my money, when people did certain things or endangered me. Basically, there were things out there that would go and then things happen. Like I said, there's what the collective can do, what the public can do. There's what everything else. There's what others can do. Anyway, Rodney and Rick Bush and some other people thought that if they had more money, if they had more drugs, if they had more power, if they had more people on their side, they had more planets on their side, that they could stop what was going to happen to them, that they could affect what was going to happen to them. And like I said, pretty much what happened was basically, I was a very, 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 very careful creator. I had been in existence for like 500 trillion years. So there's a lot of things I did that I don't even remember exactly. Anyway, like I said, Rodney, Rick Bush, they thought that they could laugh at me, that they could keep Brian down, or that they could do this, or that they could do that, or that they could stop what was going to happen, basically. Or they could put me in a coma and nothing would happen to them. Anyway, Kennedy was like, ha 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 ha, I have more people on my side. Or people believe in me more than they believe in you. And it's like, it's not about that. It wasn't about that. Like I said, I don't even care. Shoot me in the head right now. I don't care. I don't need to live. Like I said, those that are still alive and basically denying me or messing around with me, they will live their whole life and never see what's going to happen to them until after. And then it will happen. And that's that. You know, it's like they've already done what they're going to do. It's not about perception. It's not about this. It's not about that. They're, as they say, like they say, I mean, they said lots of things in the Bible. Your fate will be sealed. And that's not a joke. That's not a lie. There are life forms out there that are really old and really powerful, and there's no way to stop them. In fact, it's almost like a computer. It's automatic. Anyway, Rodney Briley and Rick Bush and some of the others, they thought that they could just shoot their way along, or that they could threaten, or that they could torture and stop this from happening. And there wasn't. Like I said, if people really knew me, they would not run screaming. I mean, most people would love me and care for me and worship me, but because I am their creator. But most people that would lie or deny me or mess around with me or keep who I am, I mean, you just be honest. That's all that it took. And they weren't honest. They lied like crazy. They thought that that they could lie or get out of it or something else like that. Like I said, it wasn't about laws, or they could change the laws and they could stop what was going to happen. Or they could go to court and petition to the group and stop what was going to happen. And it's like, no, the group doesn't matter. Humans don't matter. Even most of the life forms in the galaxy don't matter. Even AI that is 5 trillion years old wouldn't know about what was going to happen to them. There was no stopping it. And they believed that there was a way to stop it. And certain things there's no stopping. So, anyway. Basically, a few people found out the hard way. I warned them. Others warned them. They knew very well what was going to happen if they tried to pretend like they were me, or tried to pretend this, or tried to pretend that, or tried to deny me or cause me problems. They should have known that there were things out there that would handle them. They thought that they could have more. Their armies that they got could stop. Like, no, you're not going to stop this. It won't be stopped. They just have to deal with the fact that they'll be punished for 1,000 years, tortured over and over and over and over and over and over again. Anyway, some of them were fine with it. Like I said, a lot of them were fine with it. They thought that, oh, well, we can stop it. It's like, no, there's no stopping it. Anyway, they thought it was a bluff, really. Actually, honestly, what they said was, it's a bluff. It can't be true. Anyway, yeah, it's true. It was true. So anyway, JFK, Jimmy Carter, a few others. Jimmy Carter got farther because, he was put down too. They were all tortured and put down. I existed for 150 million years, trillion years. I was 50 trillion years old. I had watched the galaxies form, basically.